It's Teresa. I hope you're doing well today. I wanted to do a recipe for Valentine's Day, and I'm going to bake another thing. Since it's cool outside, I like to bake. I'm going to bake a strawberry chocolate cake, and this recipe is going to be adapted from Two Peas in Their Pod. I really like her blog. There's a couple of things I'm going to change in the recipe, the things that I like to use, but I thought I'd bring you along because who doesn't like chocolate? I have a chocolate cake already, but this one's different. So let's get baking. The first thing I do always is preheat my oven to 350. There it is. And I have two 9-inch pans, and I spray them with the baking spray with the flour, and I use a little parchment paper. So that's the first step. And now I'm going to measure my ingredients, and I'll tell them to you. Most of my ingredients ready. Sorry about the view. I'm trying to get it straight here. Okay, that's my dry ingredients. And here I have 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, and I forgot 1 teaspoon of salt. So this is our dry ingredients. I don't know if we're gonna have to add the sugar in here. I'm kind of reading the recipe as I go. One thing she has in here, it's also 2 large eggs, 1 cup of whole milk, which I do not have whole milk, so I'm going to use half and half cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 cup of boiling water. But I'm going to put a teaspoon of espresso powder in my boiling water. So, in the let's see, I think I'm going to move you over to the mixer. Basically, I put in all, you don't have to have a mixer for this. I put all the dry ingredients plus the 2 cups of sugar in here. And now we're just going to add our milk. I like buttermilk, but I didn't use it. But that's my favorite. We're going to add the eggs, 2 large eggs. And we're going to add 3/4 cup of vegetable oil. And we're going to just mix this for about 2 minutes. And once this is mixed, we're going to pour in our hot, this is what we made, our hot coffee mixture. So let me mix this for 2 minutes, and then I'll bring you back. One more thing, I forgot to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla bean paste. You definitely want to use vanilla with chocolate. It's like the ultimate. It's so good together. Okay. Scrape down my sides just to make sure everything's getting incorporated, because you know sometimes the sides get stuff stuck on them, and also the bottom. You want to check the bottom. But this mixture looks divine. But the hot coffee mixture is going to thin this out. And I'm about to pour it in slowly. Just like this. You just want to start in slowly. Oh, crap. I need to... I'm spilling. Woo! This wasn't the right cup, so you need to... That's okay. Just clean it up. Make sure this is mixed in well. And that's it. Now we're going to pour it into the pans. I'll divide this evenly. Make sure to give it one final stir. I've been having this recipe for a long time and I haven't tried it yet. I knew I wanted to make some changes to it. But the picture's really pretty. And you have to have chocolate for Valentine's Day, in my opinion. Hopefully this is going to bake up really nice. I think it's going to take about 30 minutes. And my daughter's so sweet. She's helping me wash the dishes. I'm sorry you can't see. I'm trying to get it all out. without making a mess. Okay, let's put this in the oven. Wipe off the top of the pan. You don't want that to burn. And I'll bake them on the middle rack. And I'll see you in about 30 minutes. The cake is baking. Now, we're going to make a buttercream when it starts cooling, but we're going to need a cup of semi-sweet chocolate, melted and cooled. So I'm going to go ahead and melt this over a double boiler. And my what do I want to say? The bowl is a little bit kind of low, but it's not touching the water, so it should be okay. My chocolate's getting old. This is a very good kind of chocolate found on sale, but sometimes I could find it at Kroger, but it's all good. So I'm gonna melt this and let it cool, and then we'll make the cooling rack right here. And the cakes have been baking about 35 minutes, and it looks like I got a little bit uneven on the one's a little bit smaller than the other, but they're very close, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna let the other one go for 1 more minute, and then I'm gonna take it out, let them rest in the pans for 10 minutes, and we'll pray that they come out. Okay, it's been 1 more minute, so I'm gonna take the other one out because it was very close to being ready. And I do not like to overbake my cakes. And you can kind of tell when they're ready because I don't know if you can see that, but they kind of start coming away from the edge of the pan and they spring up when you touch them. See, this one's a little bit smaller, but they smell really nice, and I'm ready to turn the oven off, and we'll be back. Here's the moment of truth. I'm going to try to flip them out, but I'm going to spray a little bit of cooking spray on my rack just in case they stick, and they're still really hot. I'm going to take a little spatula and just go around it. It feels like it will come out. And then we have to make the buttercream. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we got one out. Let's take that parchment paper off. They're very hot. Okay, let's pray the other one comes out. Whoops. I got it a little off the rack. They're very, very soft. Yeah, that one's, I can't move it. So what I'm going to do is, what I like to do is pop them in the freezer to cool them down and make them a little bit hard. So I'll be back. Cooling them. I'm going to make a simple buttercream. I've melted my chocolate, and I don't know if I got the bowl too close to the water or if the chocolate was old, or anyway, it didn't melt as smooth as I thought, but I'm going to try to use some anyway, so we might have to start over with the buttercream. So we need 2 sticks of butter. We need 2 cups of, well, let's beat the butter first, and I'll be back. The butter. This is off topic, but I wanted to ask, what kind of videos do you guys like to see? Would you like to see more? I have some cherries in the freezer. I was thinking about making some cherry jam. Would you like to see more canning videos or kombucha tea videos? Or I'm not gonna really do like a vlog or anything like that. If you hear that, my dog's crying in the background because there's a stray cat outside. So I'm gonna add the chocolate. I'm not gonna add all of it. It didn't melt as smoothly as I wanted, but I think it's still okay to use in here. And I only need 1 cup. I melted extra for the strawberries, but I didn't get to use it. So you could also use cocoa powder for this. That might be too much. And we're going to use a little bit of vanilla. And that's semi-sweet chocolate. I don't know if I said it earlier. I'm almost out of this bottle. So let's mix this and see where we are. Might need some. some liquid. Pretty thick, but it looks good. So let's scrape down the bowl. And I'm only going to put the, well, I'm not going to say that yet because I might change my mind, but I'm only planning to put the buttercream in the center. Yeah, it's pretty thick, but it feels like it's good consistency. So that worked out. I thought the chocolate might ruin it. It's kind of dark, huh? I hope you can see. So let's mix it a little bit more. And that looks good. Now we'll check on the cake. For the buttercream, I forgot to say that I used salted butter. So that's why I didn't add any salt, but I tasted it and it's just delicious, and it's a really good consistency. I like this recipe. I might keep this recipe. I don't know the exact amount of chocolate that I used, but it was probably about a cup. But I just wanted to let you know about the salted butter. If you like to see dehydrating videos, I have a dehydrator. I don't use it as often as I probably should. I got it in the summer, but I really like the dehydrated celery. But anyway, if you have any requests, I'll be happy to take them and see what I can do. Okay, we got one cake on the serving tray, but we kind of broke the other one, but that's okay. We'll just stick it on top. Here's the buttercream. Look at this consistency. It's just gorgeous and it tastes really good. I'm going to just plop it because I'm only going to put it in the middle. So I'm just going to spread it. And you can put strawberries in the middle too if you want. I'm just going to put them at the top, I believe. And I don't like a ton of icing. You could cover the whole thing if you wanted. I'm probably not going to even use all of this. But you want a pretty thick layer because you're going to make it kind of a naked cake. And I definitely need practice with my cake decorating and cake baking, and that's why I do this, because it's fun and I like to share really good recipes, even if they're not the most beautiful things. That looks good. My daughter's gonna help me pick this one up because it's broken. We need another spatula. I have a big one. This cake is really moist and tender. And that's why sometimes I don't like to use the cooling racks. Okay, Ella, you got it? Okay, we're just going to put it on top. And actually, I might spread a little bit of buttercream on top so you can't see the crack. And you don't want crumbs everywhere. Let's see if I have enough buttercream to put on top. I used a lot of it. Just put a little thin layer. Get my little spatula. Kind of spread it the best I can. Just a little bit thin layer. And off camera, I just covered some strawberries with white chocolate. You could just leave them plain. That's how they did it on the blog. Look, I got a piece of butter right there. That looks good enough for me. So now we're just going to take these strawberries that I tried to cover in chocolate, and I'm just going to put them around the cake. I'll put white chocolate on these. And there's a better way to do this too, but I was kind of in a hurry. They might be prettier without the chocolate, actually, just the red color. But I like the combination of white chocolate with dark chocolate. I'll stick this one in the middle because it's a different kind of shape. And that looks good. We might as well just cover the whole thing in strawberries for Valentine's Day. And they're delicious too, just like this. We ate some. So it's not that pretty, but I could put some sprinkles or something, but there it is. It's not too bad, but I bet you it's delicious. So we're gonna cut a slice and check it out. I'm always looking for the perfect chocolate cake recipe. Well, the strawberries are good by themselves. Let me just taste just the cake part. Pretty good recipe. And you can see how moist it is. I really try hard not to over bake. It's not the prettiest cake. But I am practicing. But anyway, this is my Valentine's Day recipe. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And happy Valentine's Day. Bye.